Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I have Jacklyn Shapiro of Shapiro Hearst. She is the CEO of that company. Jacklyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure to be here.
Glad you're here. Give us some background on you. Tell us what your company does, and I'm going to dive right into all the questions I have for you.
All right. So, Jacklyn Shapiro, obviously, I've been working in the credit and finance world for about 25 years. And Shapiro Hearst is part of my conglomerate of companies, but Shapiro Hearst's focus is really on personal and business credit. And on the personal side, when people ask me what I do, I always say I am a warrior for consumers who have credit issues. And we really do help them overcome some of those credit issues, Michael, because really when it comes to credit, it's never a matter of if you're going to have a credit issue, but when it's going to happen and to what degree. And it has no socioeconomic boundaries. So we help everyone. From your NFL players to your teacher down the street.
Now, you said you're a conglomerate of companies. Obviously, you're diversified. You have a bigger portfolio. Just hit on the high points on those.
Everything I do is in and around credit, but what I found over the years is that everybody may need something a little bit different. So let's say we had a credit issue. You may have something that's a little bit different than what's happening to me. And so in those little specific markets, if you will, for what's needed, we've diversified our interest.
Okay. So how did you grow and establish your business, in the credit industry? Because I know that you're very successful. I was at a event and you were one of the panel speakers. You don't just get thrown up there unless you've got some accreditation behind you. So obviously you do. Tell our audience how that happened.
Funny story, we always look at these people who are just, amazingly successful, and we wonder, did that person come from the Lucky Sperm Club, or were they somebody who really had to dig through the trenches? I had to dig through the trenches. I started with absolutely nothing, a small apartment with no furniture, and just bare bones.
I know the feeling.
Having to dig out of the trenches. And so I had first been introduced to the credit repair industry. I'd gotten a phone call from a friend, and he goes, Jackie, you need to come see what these people are doing. This would be beautiful for you. And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty open-minded. Yes, sure, I'll take a meeting. So I sat down, and when they were explaining what they do, it just clicked.
You knew
from
you were
my
in the
brain.
right place.
Okay, I really did, yeah. And then from there, it was really just building and creating my relationships throughout the industry.
Okay, so your tentacles go long and far in this business. That also leads me to believe that you've got your ear to the ground for changes. How do you see this industry sector evolving? Where do you see it going?
I see some good and bad changes that are and will be taking place. So most people right now, if you're going out and you're going to finance something, in the real world, you're going to need to get your credit pulled. So let's say a house, for example. All right, now with FICO's credit scoring algorithms the way that they are right now, well, there's some good and bad. I like to say we all work within a broken system when it comes to credit.
Okay.
All right, so with the algorithms, they're changing to FICO 09. FICO 09 is already here now. That's one of 60 different algorithms that FICO has. But when that switches, I think that's going to make a great impact for the consumers as far as helping them with their credit scores.
Give us the difference. Tell the audience the difference.
Okay, so the difference that we really have is that where we're at right now with the FICO scores that are currently being used, you're going to have things like a medical collection, for example. All right, let's say we have a $500 medical collection and a $500 repossession. All right, these two things are both considered major derogatory events, and so they can have almost the exact same weight, even though you might have gotten taken to the emergency room for a broken leg, and that has absolutely nothing to do with somebody going out and buying something arbitrarily that they never should have committed to. But the way that the algorithms work now, they are both major derogatory items. They both have significant weight. When we focus over onto FICO 09, that medical collection drops in its weight value, like it should now. But when that happens, I think that'll be a much better change for the consumers.
Okay. Is that the biggest major change you see going forward with the credit industry, or are there others?
Well, of course, there's always, credit is very fluid, and
Yes.
so it's continuously changing. Experian just recently brought out a brand new program. I'm still out on the ropes on whether I'm going to back this program or not, but the idea is if you don't really have credit, then you can go in and you can say, okay, you're Experian. I can go, hey, Experian, here's my bank statements. Here's how I pay my bills every month. And then Experian will take that information and they will post how you pay your utilities, how you pay your rent, things of this nature. So it could be a good or a bad thing.
Okay, got it. You have something for children.
I do. I'm so excited about this too. I find that financial literacy with the kids it's so lacking. It's just not there where it should be. And if somebody had come up to me and said, when I was little, or even as a teenager, if somebody had come up to you and said, hey, if you just save $300 a month from the time you're 19 until your 27th birthday, that's it. Leave it in a compounding interest account. And we did these numbers. Peter Maluk, who's Tony Robbins' partner, and their financial firm did these numbers. And if you leave that from the time you turn 27 to you're 65, in that compounding interest, you've got $1.8 million. And I'd been...
That's significant.
Yeah.
Get it.
Now, combine that with what bad credit really cost you versus good credit, and that bad credit, just on the basics, home insurance, auto insurance, car, house, credit cards, for the average American. So these numbers are very conservative. But if you take those and you just take the savings from bad credit, it almost triples those numbers.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Wow. So what are you doing with the children now?
So what I'm going to be doing with the children is gamifying money.
That's brilliant. Okay, I can see them jumping in on that.
Right. So instead of, classroom setting or a board game, the children themselves actually become the pieces of the game. And as they play, they get to experience the difference between earning money and making money. They get to experience...
Right, let's stop there. Earning money, making money. Define that for those who wouldn't know the difference.
Okay, so if you go to work, and let's say you work for 1 week, you get a paycheck. You've just earned money. Now, if you take your profits from that and you invest them, let's say in a business, in real estate, in the stock market, now you're starting to create passive income. Okay, so we teach the children.
That's brilliant. You're teaching young children how to generate passive income through investments.
Yes.
Do you teach them how to qualify those investments too? Is that part of it, or is it just a general concept at this level?
Yeah, we want to conceptualize
Got it.
what real life, we say real life, so what they will experience when they get out in the real world.
Right, the choices.
Exactly.
Okay, so they're just getting to, what age group are you focusing on with this?
10 and up.
Okay.
So you could really do 10 to 108, but there's a lot of people out there that they just haven't had the ability to get the financial education they really need.
Is it on an app?
No, it's not on an app. We'll be doing our first game on May 25th over at 5000 Quorum.
It's going to be live, bricks and mortar type game.
Live game, yes.
Okay.
And so we'll bring all the kids in, and the kids get to play. And we will let the parents observe too, because I feel that if we can affect the whole family unit, then we can make a bigger positive impact and bigger difference.
Probably their best retirement plan is their children. All right, where and when again?
It's going to be at 5000 Quorum in the conference room, and it's going to be from 9 to 1 on Saturday, May 25th.
All right.
And if anybody's interested, they can RSVP to me personally.
And that email address is?
You can just send it to Jackie at Shapiro-Hearst.com.
Good. Jackie, thanks for being a guest on today's show.
Of course, my
I
pleasure.
want you to come back and let me know how it worked out and how the children are progressing. And maybe sometime in the future we can bring those children in. They'll let them tell us in their words how this has really impacted them and what they got out of it. Good?
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Thanks, Jackie.
You're welcome.
All right, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.